Thank you for showing up to work today. You are now in New York City. I know it doesn't feel like that because it is freezing in here and it's very warm in New York City. But thank you for showing up to work. You have just been trained on how to do train approach warning on the Metro North tracks. So you've been stepped through in a traditional PowerPoint how to set up train approach warning, how to apply certain safety protocols. And instead of me taking you out to the tracks, I'm going to take you into VR so that you can give it a try. So we have one of your coworkers, Hugo, is going to come on up, and we're going to put the headset on him, and you're going to see what Metro North Railroad workers see when they are doing VR and learning about train approach warning.
Back to the World Series?
Oh, man. So excited.
Back to the World Series?
Oh, man. So excited.
Yeah, can't wait.
Been a long time coming.
All right, guys, we got a call
geez.
to inspect the track area.
The one we just inspected a couple of weeks ago?
Apparently there was a call from a concerned customer that they saw a broken rail.
All right, I'll go take a look and see what's up.
So, new guy, huh?
Don't mind Danny. He's a grumpy old railroader. He's always got that face up.
They're not being grumpy, it's just that belly, you know? Every time we go there, you know, it upsets my stomach whenever we have breakfast there.
At least they're quick.
Yeah, it's quick, all right. Goes in quick, it comes out even quicker. Just want to get back to the yard so I don't have to go take another dump in the woods again.
All right, well, we'll try to avoid that.
All right.
We're out of Pepto, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
What's up with Kevin?
I don't know. Where you go?
How's it looking, Kevin?
Well, they were right. There's a couple broken clips on track 2 that we got to replace.
Well, that's not bad. That should be a quick fix, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so let's take a look, guys.
All right, good. All right. All right, Kate, come on, let's go.
Kevin, you missed this lag here.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, I think we're going to be more than a few minutes now.
Oh, just great.
What's the matter, Danny? Stomach upset again?
At Deli, bro. All the time. Never fails.
I can call District D if you want to get some time.
I mean, why wouldn't you just do it with a watchman? Why bother calling for time?
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the MAS here is 60. It changes to 80 at the signal. They would be going slower.
What's the sight distance?
Well, let's see. At 60 MAS would be 1320. To me, that looks like 1,500 feet. No?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. All right, well, 1,500 feet. We got the gate. That adds another 20 seconds. We're good to go.
Everybody good with that?
I'm okay with that.
Bam, safety briefing done. You guys get to work. I'll paddle.
Hey, slow down a little bit. You know how they are with safety. We got to document this. They're always checking paperwork.
Oh, we're going to have more time. All right.
I know. All right. And we'll put the newbie in the clear. That way we can get this job done, do it right. No offense.
All right, yeah, teach you how to do nothing already. All right, get to work, guys. I'll grab the paddle.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Let's go.
Hey, listen, kid. The number one thing here is to get the work done. You don't want to linger. Things happen fast out here. You want to get in and you want to get out. Don't linger. Frank! Hey, the other guys are good. He's on one. Don't worry. All good. All good. They want you to stop every time a train is going by. Whenever you do that, the job's just going to take longer.
Right. See that
The longer you're out here, the more likely something's going to happen. So like I said before, kid, get in, get out. Oh shit! Watch out!
So, what we do with our training is we do a scared straight, and that is that scared straight. We had a number of issues, and we wanted to communicate exactly how important it is to follow the procedures. So, I know you're not Metro North workers. So I'm Lorne Lieb. I'm the Assistant Director of Interactive and Program Development at Metro North Railroad. And thank you for coming today.
And my name is Martin, and I lead our team for Uptale in the US. So we are the solution, and we have been closely collaborating with Lorne and Metro North over the past almost 2 years now. And so let me give you some more information about Uptale. So as you could see on the screen, the goal of Uptale is really to give the possibility to any companies to build, manage, and analyze VR training content in full autonomy. And we want to make it as realistic as possible, and this is why our technology is based on 360 images and videos. So we capture the field, taking the images and the videos on site, and when you put the VR headset, you will actually be onboarding in the realistic situation. On the videos, so on the introduction you saw on the screen, so it was mostly you are like facing a kind of movie because that's the introduction scene, and you want to understand what are the consequences of your action if you don't follow the safety procedures. But we also add plenty of interactive elements on the top, so you can be interacting with the different elements around you, playing with the space. That's also a very important part within Uptale. And to do that, we want to have a very agile platform. So that's the platform we provide. It's used by about 300 international plus companies today that are developing their own VR content in full autonomy. I love this slide because it actually shows everything we do at Uptale. I'm gonna be quick, but Uptale is a web platform, fully no code, can be used without any technical expertise. We are actually compatible with any devices on the market, so when the content is developed, you can actually play it directly in the VR headset. In this case, you watch on the right, you watch on the left, you are fully immersed inside the situation, but it could be done also on a computer, a phone, or a tablet. We have a lot of data available on the platform, so you can check who did it, for how long, the time spent, and finally, we integrate to any learning and management system on the market. Because it's very important for the organization we are working with to have all the contents directly available on the learning and management system, and also all the data directly available on the learning and management system. And yes, so
I'm up here with Martin because we use Uptale to produce these VR experiences. So that is our connection. I work for Metro North Railroad, which is an agency within the MTA, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in the state of New York. And we have the Metro North Railroad under the MTA, New York City Subway, Long Island Railroad, Bridges and Tunnels, and the police department too. But for our railroad, we move about 250,000 people a day, 6 million a month, and we run about 800 trains a day. So we have a lot of things going on, and we have like 7,000 employees, all aiming to keep the tracks safe and keep our customers moving. I work for the operations training department, and in the past year, we've done about 305,000 hours of training. And that's mostly in-class, e-learning, videos, that sort of thing. Now we're layering VR into it, and hopefully that's going to increase. We do safety training, railroad rules, equipment procedures, and we do hands-on in-the-field training too. And all of that's very important. But what we began seeing is that there are things we want to train on that couldn't be done in the field and couldn't be done in the classroom. And that's when we started looking for VR solutions. So some of the things that we were finding were that we couldn't really communicate the potentially fatal consequences of people's actions. We could show them a video where someone had a bad outcome. We could show them, we could tell them about different circumstances, but there's really nothing like putting on a VR headset and almost getting hit by a train, or seeing your colleagues get hit by a train, which is how that happened there. We couldn't really simulate realistic negative customer interactions. We had some other solutions with scripts and videos that sparked discussions, but again, being in VR and having that moment where your heart starts racing because someone's yelling at you and it feels very real, it's very different. Also, we run a railroad, so we need to train people on various pieces of equipment. But also, we run a railroad, and those pieces of equipment are in use almost all the time. So we had to come up with a way to teach people how to repair equipment, how to operate equipment without the equipment being there. And we have a lot of hazardous environments on our railroad, on the tracks, in the shops, in the yards, and teaching new employees how to be safe while also teaching them how to do certain procedures in a hazardous environment was a challenge for us. It would take us a while to sort of make the environment safe for people who aren't familiar and then teach the task. So this sort of eliminates it. It also creates an opportunity for them to try things and fail without the hazardous consequences, without the fatal consequences, really. So I talked about some of the existing methods that we had, and those were all great, but we were looking for more. And we wanted to find a VR solution that was tailored to our situation and our railroad. We found a number of things out there on the market that weren't based on our territory, weren't based on our tracks, weren't based on our procedures, but were off the shelf. And we could have bought them, but then would have to explain how this is a little different, and so that didn't work for us. We wanted to be able to do it ourselves. We wanted it affordable, and we wanted it easy to use, both in terms of programming it and in terms of rolling it out, because I am a 1 to 3 person team, depending on the day, and I cannot be at all the trainings. So I have to train the trainers who are subject matter experts in railroad, but not subject matter experts in VR. So they have to be able to pick up the headset and put it on someone and have it just work. We wanted to be able to update what we made. Things change for us, rules change, procedures change, locations change, and so we wanted to be able to go in, make a change, send it out to all the headsets without having to go back to a vendor and pay for a 4-month engagement for them to update a thing and then send us a thing, and then so we wanted to be able to do it ourselves. And we needed strong support. We wanted a company that was going to be available to us if we had questions or had something we wanted to do that couldn't figure out how to do, or wanted to have something that maybe they hadn't thought of and they were going to help us figure it out how they could help us do it. So for that's how we began our search. So we did find Uptale, and we partnered with them, and we made the train approach warning course with them together. The other one I filmed it separately, but then I programmed it in Uptale. So we did a customer interaction and de-escalation course for our conductors. We have, I know it's going to surprise you, but on occasion in New York City, we get angry customers. And we needed to teach our conductors how to interact with them and what to do and what the railroad wanted them to do. And it's not punch them in the face, which I'm sure that they want to sometimes. So we had, as I mentioned, scripts, but you can't always, if your fellow student is going to read a script and then it starts getting kind of heated and then it ends up being funny. And no one, it doesn't really communicate the anger. And so we worked with our subject matter experts, our conductor trainers, and we came up with a realistic situation. And I'll show you a clip from it later, but we came up with a realistic situation and wrote out sort of what the choices were for how they could handle it. And we worked with Westchester Community College, which is a community college in New York State. They had a class of VR, XR interested students, and we partnered with them to help us film it. Although we'd already purchased equipment by then, it was a good experience for them and for us to sort of get it going. And then once we partnered with Uptale, we built it and programmed it. So it was a great, and now it's rolled out to conductors, assistant conductors, and we also are using it for re-instruction. So if a conductor does have an incident with a customer, their supervisor will bring them to our department, and they, as part of their re-instruction, it's not the only thing that happens, but as part of that, they go through the VR. The other piece, the other use case that we have is the train approach warning. So I mentioned to you that this particular course is done after you learn all the various steps to apply this particular type of on-track protection. And I won't bore you with the details, but we have a number of types of on-track protection, and this is the most dangerous because it relies on the person in charge to decide on their own if it's okay to use it. And it has to do with sight distance, and it has to do with conditions. And so you can imagine some people were cutting corners because they didn't really understand how to fully do it. So this training walks them through and allows them to practice all of the steps. And probably in the end, we'll get them to not do it because they now fully understand how many steps they have to go through in order to do it. And that's okay. It's a win because it is the least safe form of on-track protection that we have. So we developed the course with our training experts on what we wanted to teach, what steps we wanted them to go through, and then we came up with these 8 critical thinking questions that we incorporated in the VR experience. And we wanted to have a scared straight moment, which you guys saw, and that has been a very powerful tool for the employees who watch it. And the employees that are going through this course, it's a one-day train approach warning qualification course that everyone who is a roadway worker in charge has to go through. And these are maybe 15, 20-year veterans who go through this course because it was just introduced this year. And not only do their reaction to the VR, most of them have never done VR before. So their reaction to the VR is, they're like, first they're like, I don't want to put that on, and then they put it on, and then I tell you, I see them coming out smiling. Like 90% of them come out smiling, and they really enjoy being in the headset and like having that experience. So we've rolled it out to maintenance away, track, power, and signal, roadway workers in charge. And we've also rolled it out to a transportation craft, which is called conductor flag. And they work with contractors on our railroad that come and do track work. So they do a similar role. And so we've trained about 300 employees over the 6 months with that. So some of you weren't here for the earlier showing of the Scared Straight, so you get to see part of it again, and then you'll also see the conductor piece.
You are the conductor of train 611, departing Grand Central Terminal at 8:18 a.m. I'm sorry, but bicycles are not allowed on this train.
Never mind. The ticket takers don't know what you're doing. What?
I'm sorry, but this bicycle is not allowed on the train because it's a safety hazard.
Last week, you guys gave me no problem with my bike. Yesterday, I had no problem with my bike. I'm not going to be late to a meeting that I have at 8:30. I will fucking murder you. I will punch you right in that fucking stupid skull of yours. There's no chance of getting off this train. Fucking go ahead and call the cops. I will fucking kill you, motherfucker.
How's it looking, Kevin?
Well, they were right. There's a couple broken clips on track 2 that we got to replace.
Well, that's not bad. It should be a quick fix, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so let's take a look, guys.
All right, good.
All right.
All right, Kate, come on, let's go. We're good to go.
Everybody good with that?
I'm okay with that.
Bam, safety briefing done. You guys get to work. I'll paddle.
Hey, slow down a little bit. You know how they are with safety. We got to document this. They're always checking paperwork.
Frank! Hey, you guys are good. He's on one. Don't worry. All good. All good. They want you to stop every time a train is going by. Whenever you do that, the job's just going to take longer. The longer you're out here, the more likely something's going to happen. So like I said before, kid, get in, get out. Oh shit, look out!
So after that scared straight, the pieces we didn't show you, there's a interactive step-by-step way to set up train approach warning, and then you go through the steps as the roadway worker in charge, and you evaluate your distance, you look at your charts, you have a toolbox. There's a whole bunch of things that comes up, and you can look at your rules, and you fill out a form. So there's a whole, you walk through it as the roadway worker in charge, and you get to have that individual practice experience. So one of the things we really love about the VR training is that it allows anytime training. We have trained workers on first shift, second shift, third shift, in the rain. We didn't, when we're inside, but when it's raining outside. And train approach warning can't be done at night. So if we ran a train approach warning class, they couldn't even bring a class out into the field. They would have to do something else. So this allows them to do that training anytime. It also provides a safe environment, like we've talked about, for doing the training, making mistakes, and having those mistakes be corrected by the VR program or by the trainer. It also allows for individual decisions. A lot of times in our trainings, we have groups that go out into the yard or onto the mainline track, a group of 12, and they're going to go through a procedure together, or they're going to be at a piece of equipment and go through a procedure together. And, the person next to you is going to give the answer, and maybe you knew it sort of, but maybe you didn't. And with the VR, you get to practice that, and you get to see if you know it, and you get to build that muscle memory so that when you are out there alone on the track and having to make the decisions, you get to rely on your own instincts instead of the group. It's also a way for us to standardize the experience. Sometimes trainers train differently. Sometimes people get different experiences out in the field, and this provides them with an even experience. So I'll run through these numbers quickly. Over 6 months, we've trained about 315 employees, which roughly comes out to 157 hours of training. We've delivered 40 classes over 8 locations across New York and Connecticut. We have surveys that come back, and about 90% of people said they loved the VR. They loved the VR experience in the training. And I'd say 5% were not so cool with it, and about 5% didn't even want to put it on, and they went and did the desktop, which is another benefit of using Uptale software. Anything that we design can be immediately used on a desktop or a tablet. So it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for some of our classes, for our train approach warning one. The other ones are shorter. But if we took employees out into the field and gave them individual experiences for a class of 12, that might take about 3.5 hours. So we're seeing a savings of roughly 3 hours, per person, per employee. And that seems to resonate a lot with our leadership. We're saving time and we're saving money. So employees have been, they've been engaged with the VR, they've been excited about it, and our younger employees, those who are the conductors, they are excited that their employer is using VR to train them. And so we've gotten a lot of good feedback from them. We've also gotten ideas from the field. When we go out and do the training, a lot of the employees say, "Oh, you could use VR for this type of power training where we are trying to learn how to hook up these relays, and it's kind of dangerous." And so we've been getting a lot of great ideas, and so we will be busy for a long time, and that is pretty exciting for us. So Martin's now going to talk about Uptale. I guess I'm going to talk about Uptale. And do you want me to talk about the collaboration, or you want to do it?
Very quickly,
Okay.
I just wanted to summarize. So Uptale has been working with about 300 international companies by the past. So transportation is one of our major industry, and we have been working with other transportation agencies such as the Metro of Chicago, Toronto, and plenty other transportation agencies in the world. But we are also working with other industries such as automotive. You are on the workstation discovering the different steps of your procedure. Retail, you are facing a customer and you can actually have an open conversation with somebody to practice, for example, your selling scenarios. Healthcare, directly in hospital, like to train the nurses or to train even like the doctors inside the hospital. Energy, like with big oil and gas companies on use cases such as safety, quality, or standard operating procedures, and more industries. So if you want to learn more about Uptale, discover specific examples tailored to your industry, let us know and we will share everything with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lorne.
Do we have time for questions, or is that it?
I think
No time for
over.
questions. I'm sorry. If you have questions, I'm happy to talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.